Hello, my name is Tanya, and I just can't stop talking about video games. If you don't know who I am, I usually stream over at twitch.tv/HighlyMB, and we usually just have some fun, cozy little streams over there. Today, I wanted to start off this, series, which is kind of like a comfy talks video. That's what I'm gonna call this, and it's just gonna be conversations about games that maybe I've played before, maybe just something I'm really anticipating that's coming out in the gaming industry. And I figured this would just be a good space to just be able to share how we feel, and everyone can be nice and kind. And it's never like that because of the internet, but we can definitely try, and that's what I would like. The first one that I wanted to talk about is very dear to my heart. If you don't know me already, I am such a huge Persona fan. Just like a very quick background so I don't get into the nitty gritty. I have played Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 Strikers, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 3 FES or Fez, however you like to pronounce it, and I've played Persona 2. So I definitely have dabbled, I guess, in the Persona series, and it's become a favorite of mine for years now. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna just talk about the things that I'm either very fearful of when it comes to Persona 3 Reload, which, if you don't know, is going to be a remake, by the way, for Persona 3, which is story-wise, that game got to me. I remember when I first reacted to the announcement that Persona 3 was going to be remade, I freaked out, to say nonetheless. I was crying. I'm just that passionate about the Persona series. I just really wanted to talk about it here. And yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so I wanted to start off more, it's gonna sound so sad, but more on the negative side. They are minuscule in my eyes, so please take anything I say with like a grain of salt. I don't think it's, too big of a deal. But I first want to start off with, I'm sorry, but the voice acting in particular, I have been feeling kind of like with some of the voice acting. I do want to put out there that I think majority of it sounds fantastic, but I think my biggest gripe is the voices for Akihiko and Aigis. I think, as whenever I get to play the game, I'm gonna get used to it, so I'm not too worried about it. But I will say, the way that Akihiko's new voice is being portrayed, the tone just seems a little bit too deep for me, where he doesn't even sound like a high schooler.
And I thought being hard on myself and competing with others was the only way I was gonna do that.
Don't worry, I'm just getting a little practice.
And he obviously is like someone that has a voice more, towards that end of the spectrum when it comes to tones of voice. But I don't know, it just sounds like a little bit too mature for my liking. But again, I think once I play it, I'll probably get, used to it enough. The other character I kind of worry for is Aigis. I've only heard a little bit of snippets, but it just sounds too human for me. Maybe that sounds funny, and of course, if you've never played Persona 3, you're not maybe gonna understand what I mean by that. But I think something that's important, as little as it is, to like have a voice be so different for a character, just in my eyes, I just feel like you see such growth with the character Aigis when, she is this android. She's this, robot girl. She learns how to feel and gets emotions throughout the story based on, things that happen within the main plot of the game. And I feel like, at least from my playthrough from the original Persona 3 Fez, you kind of can hear the tone of voice as you go throughout the game, and she sounds way more human-like towards the end. So in my case, I just kind of feel like having her already sound very like human-y, like everyone else in C's and everything like that, it just doesn't exactly match for me. And I only look at that as like in a story progression kind of thing. But again, I just want to preface, I'm probably gonna get used to it, it'll be fine. But I did want to mention it because it kind of hurts a little bit. This is nothing bad towards the voice actors, very thankful for their work, of course.
My name is Aigis. I am pleased to meet you all. For some reason, I feel like going to Tartarus and raising some hell.
But that was kind of the first thing that I wanted to hit. The other things are kind of like mechanics that it seems to be showing in a lot of these trailers. There's something called a shift system, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but a Thurgy skill? I'm kind of like in the middle with this game mechanic. Obviously, it is taking some inspiration from Persona 5, the baton pass, when it comes to the shift system. Thurgy skill, I'm honestly not too sure exactly what that's gonna look like, other than what I've kind of seen through the trailers and everything like that. But with the shift system first, my worry is just, I'm not mad that they're bringing a sort of like baton pass system to the game. Like, I really like baton pass, but something that Persona 5 definitely did was the game was kind of easy. It's not too hard of a game. And I'm just worried that like putting all these other different like game mechanics in combat will make also Persona 3 reload a little bit too easy. I'm hoping that's not the case. And I hope that it's balanced, like, you know, relatively well in that sense. But like, I do like the system of baton pass. I'm just so nervous that like, please don't make Persona 3 reload really easy again and like easy to just OP everything, because that's kind of what happened with Persona 5. If you had a really good baton pass, literally everyone's dead. Doesn't matter what you do, they're all dead. You can also use like, you know, movements that are very resistant to the shadows that are out there and in whatever palace that you're in, and they're dead because of baton pass. I kind of find it to be the same with the Thurgy skill. The Thurgy skill, I don't, like I said, I don't know too much about it, but from what I saw, at least in the UI, it looks like a little bar that goes over the characters' heads, and it looks like once you fill like out that meter, it kind of acts as like an all-out attack like you would see in Persona 5. And of course the other two, Persona 4, Persona 3, like very similar all-out attack kind of things, but they're for individual characters. So then again, it just makes me think of if it's kind of powerful in that sense, and each character on your team has that, or, you know, can get that within, you know, the battles that you're in, is that going to also be a little bit too overpowered in certain situations? So obviously we're not going to know until we can play the game. It's just something I've been thinking about. I'm like excited, but I'm also just like, please balance it out to where it at least gives me a little bit of challenge still, because I like games that, you know, I don't want them to be like super difficult and I just can't ever do it, but I do like to have some sort of a challenge to feel like I'm progressing in some sort of way. And Persona 3 Fez, at least for me, oh my god, I remember that game had a few battles that like took me a few tries, and you know, I could be bad at the game, and it could be, you know, the fact that you couldn't control your party members and it was more of a tactical system, but nonetheless, it definitely was, out of Persona 3, 4, and 5, those series of games, definitely was the hardest for me. So I'm hoping it can kind of keep that mantle, or at least, you know, shake it up a little bit more than Persona 5's combat did in that sense. So where it feels like I gotta like work up to like level up my characters to really beat this boss that's coming, because I don't like things just being handed to me. But that's kind of like my fear in terms of like gameplay that I've seen for the most part. Next, I feel like I've seen this a lot. There is no femc or female character that is going to be in Persona 3 Reload. It honestly is a little bit of a downer for me. I do own Persona 3 Portable, which is where femc first originates from. It's a different pathway that the game allows you to go through. They still recommend that you play the male route first, which I do agree. I think the tone of the male protagonist within the game does match what's kind of going on. But yeah, I actually haven't played Persona 3 Portable myself yet. I've seen a lot from it, but I still need to do my own playthrough of it, so I'm so sorry. But even me, someone who hasn't been able to play it for themselves, I am a little bit bummed that it's not in Persona 3 Reload. I think it would have not only just been cool to bring a different character that's a part of the game, and they've made a lot of the story with her before to come into Persona 3 Reload, but it's just like, it'd be so cool if we could have a female protagonist, because other than Persona 2 with Maya, we haven't had one. It's been quite a while, and it's not like end all be all or anything like that, but I just think it would have been really cool to have a game, especially in the Persona series, that still resonates with that like choice to be given, because none of the mainline ones have that other than Persona 3 Portable. But it would be cool to kind of merge the two, and I know a lot of people have talked about this. I am not the first one by any means, and I don't want to linger on it too much, but I do want to say I do find it to be a little bit of a bummer, and I really hope, please, if they make a DLC that I have to pay for, I'm gonna scream, and I'm probably gonna actually be upset. They better not do that. It's like low-key I want them to, because I do want it in the game, but if you make me pay for that, I never. Atlas, you're trying to take all my money. And I honestly don't think that's okay in this case, but you know, I digress. Okay, another thing that I'm a little bit fearful of before I get over to the things that I'm very, very excited for. I'm a little hit and miss with the music that I've been hearing for Persona 3 Reload. There are some songs that are like brand new that I've heard, and I'm like, wow, that's gonna be a bop. I could feel that. I'm moving my head. It feels like the vibe of Persona 3. I'm in. There are some, if you do not know, they have been remaking a lot of the Persona 3 songs. You know, again, I'm sure the more I hear them, I'll probably get used to them. But, and that's a big but, a big but. Some of those songs they are doing so dirty. Oh my God. The one that pops into my head that I really don't think I'm ever going to be able to let go. When the moon's reaching stars, I heard the remake version of that song and I think it's horrible. And like I can keep saying like I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but oh my God, I think it's horrible. It's horrendous. It honestly does not sound like the track is on beat. It doesn't sound like the singer is singing on the beat of that song, and it just does not give off. That's like the main song. I'm just like, what the frick is happening? Doesn't seem like we've been far apart. Who's your life? My life will turn now. It doesn't seem like it will last forever. My life, I've never felt like so mid-level. I've never felt like thinking this will last forever. Also, another, you know, fan favorite, Mass Destruction. I will probably get used to it, but why? Who thought or who knew that it would matter so much that saying baby baby over baby baby is like that much of a difference? When I heard the remade version of that, I was like, did she just say baby baby? She did just say baby baby. That is not how you sing the song, my darling. But yeah, it again, very minuscule thing, but I'm a little bit worried. I would, you know, be so thankful if the game allows us to play original tracks, new tracks, a mixture of both. That would be the dream. I'm not going to keep my hopes up just because I'd rather not get burned. But that is something that would be like, please just do that, because some of those remakes I'm just not here for. But I hope, you know, nonetheless, that some people do like them. That would be great. Now, though, let's get to more exciting things. I do want to talk about, you know, more positive feelings that I have for Persona 3, which is definitely going to outweigh the negatives. So one thing that I've been hearing about a lot is the rollback system. It sounds like it's kind of like a calendar system. Well, obviously it's in all the games, but it seems like you can actually go back if like maybe you made a mistake of some sort. I don't know too much information on this as of right now, and I'm sure we'll find out more once the game comes out and everything. The rollback system seems to be like, I don't know, if you did a battle and you maybe were like, oh frick, I should have like done that social link before and it would have helped me in this battle, or I messed it up because of this or that. It looks like you can kind of pick a few days to go back or something of that sort. Also, I might be very wrong about this. This is what I've been reading about it. It seems like you can kind of go back and like change what you wanted to do so that you can make the spot that you're in a little bit better. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but it sounds cool nonetheless. I think that it's just cool to have that option there. What's cool about it is like, you know, players that might be more on the side of like, no, you made your choice, you got to do what you got to do, there's no going back, baby. That's there too. So I just think it's pretty cool to have like an optional thing of that sort for players that, you know, maybe want to see everything, or they want to see what all the dialogue options are, or whatever the case may be. So it's cool that they're implementing that. I also wrote here like link episodes. Again, not entirely sure what that consists of, but it does seem like, although, for example, we have been told that they're not going to have any like social links with any of the male characters, and If you don't know, that's because they weren't in the original one. It looks like they at least added some instances or some hangouts that you still can have with them, where essentially, you know, you can get to know them a little bit more than just like seeing them within the story. So I think that's pretty cool. I would have loved to see social links made for the male protagonist. I just think, I don't know, I'm kind of interested as to why they didn't do it. I know it would have been more work, but you know, there's a foundation. They know the characters. I feel like it could have been done, but nonetheless, I am happy that we're at least hopefully going to see them a lot more than we do in the original Persona 3. And you know, I can only be hopeful that it does show good characterization for each and every one of them. I'm excited to hang out with Shinjiro, to be honest, because I know you only really get to hang out with him more when you play Persona 3 Portable as FemC. So I'm kind of excited about like seeing characters like him where you really didn't get that much. You only got like little story elements, so I think that'll be really fun. The next thing I have here is dorm activities. Again, you know, I should have already prefaced that, like, most of this, obviously I don't know everything until I play the game, but there are going to be dorm activities. It looks like you can kind of do different things around the dorm with everybody in C's. I saw some clips where you get to hang out with Koromaru like on the couch, but you can also like hang out with Yukari. I just remember seeing a lot of different video clips of them just like hanging out with the protagonist, which kind of goes in hand with the Link episodes that I was talking about right before this. It's just cool that it seems like there'll be more to do within the dorm, because before, I know when I played Persona 3, I was just running around going to the bathroom to make sure our status was good and dandy so that I can go to Tartarus the next day, and that's pretty much all I did in the dorms. I didn't really do anything else unless I talked to Maya over on the computer. If you know, you know. I'm really excited that it seems like there'll be just different things to do or to see the characters do, so that'll be always really awesome. Another thing with that, with the whole like social link thing that they're doing for this game, they're gonna have fully voiced social links, and this is a first for Persona, so this is honestly really exciting. I don't personally mind reading, and I kind of liked how it was in Persona 5. It didn't bother me at all that like some was said, some was not voice acted, but having it fully voice act, that means I don't have to read it out loud. And you know what else that means? Whenever I am able to play the game and show some friends the game and everything, it's gonna be great because I'm not gonna have to read it and like have to drink water every 5 minutes because I've been talking the entire time. I'm really excited for that. It also just lets the voice actors truly show their different talents for, you know, the things that are being said by the characters, so that would be really awesome. And of course, I feel like this one is a duh if you've ever played original Persona 3, but controlling your allies, this is amazing. Like I said in my negatives, playing original Persona 3 definitely could be very challenging because it is more of a tactical system where you couldn't control your other party members, and you know, some people, we know who we're talking about, would use Mare and Karen all the freaking time, and it never works. At least for me, it never works. If you're out there and Mare and Karen works for you, please let me know, because it is the bane of my existence in Persona 3. Anywho, though, I think that that's really awesome. It's just gonna feel a little bit better, you know, having it with the same gameplay style as Persona 4 and Persona 5, and the route that obviously modern Persona seems to be taking. My only thing is, I do wish that they put both in there, because there's probably going to be people out there that would like to still try the game out in that sense, and Persona 4 Golden allows you to still do a tactical way or to control all of them. So I feel like it would have been cool if Persona 3 Reload also had that. I could see why they didn't. Obviously it would be more work to be put into the game in some regard, but I do think like they probably didn't do it just because modern Persona is going that route. That's what, you know, is popularized, is controlling every character. It's something I would rather do as well, but I do know there's definitely people out there that would like to have that tactical system, and it would have been cool because Persona 3 originally was that, if, you know, they were able to put both in there. But nonetheless, for myself, I'm at least super excited about that. Now you don't have to download a bunch of mods or things to like, you know, make it work that way, or play Persona 3 Portable to have it that way. Two other things that I just quickly wanted to touch upon is the UI design. UI design looks beautiful. It obviously is very reminiscent of, you know, Persona 5 and everything that they've done over there. Persona 5 was definitely very stylish, and I love the UI system for that. And it looks like they've brought very similar vibes to Persona 3, but Persona 3 is just looking so sleek and juicy, honestly, with how everything is looking. I'm so excited just to literally go through the UI menu. And you know, that just tells you they got good style. They always have, to be honest. Like even Persona 4 and original Persona 3, like I don't know, maybe I'm also a fangirl, but I just think they definitely have some good artists over on the Persona team. But lastly, I just wanted to talk about map improvements because, oh my God, when you first boot up Persona 3 and you are in the school, oh my Lord, I can't tell you how many times when I first played that game, I could not find my way anywhere in the school. Anywhere in the school. I mean, now when I play, you know, Persona 3, I know where I'm going, but before, holy frick, the map does not tell you anything. So it's just nice to see that the map definitely has improvements in terms of like where everything is on the map. And it kind of also shows you, you know, little things of like, here's the items, here's weapons, here's blah, 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 you know, regular stuff that we've seen in the other games already. So I'm just really excited that they did something as small as that. And it kind of goes hand in hand with the UI design. Yeah, that's kind of like all I really had to say. I don't expect this video to be like super long, and I would love to see other people in the comments or anywhere talk about Persona 3. Are you more excited for Persona 3 Reload, or are you very terrified about Persona 3 Reload? I would like to know, to be honest. I love discussing and chatting, you know, games and entertainment with people, especially like if we do align on the same thing. I love hearing the why. And also if maybe we disagree on something, I love hearing the why, obviously in a very friendly manner. But I just think it's really interesting to hear everybody's different perspectives on things. Or maybe you're someone that hasn't played this game literally at all. Maybe you've never even heard of Persona still to this day somehow. How? I don't know, but maybe you haven't. And nonetheless, maybe you've seen the Persona 3 Reload trailer and you're just as hyped as the rest of us. But yeah, I'm super excited. February 2nd could not come soon enough. And I hope that, you know, everyone enjoyed this video. This is the first of this, so I hope I can do more. It's literally just going to be like talking videos like this. So take that with a grain of salt, because obviously I'm all over the place a little bit. And half the time I don't make sense, and I am aware of that. But yeah, I just kind of had a quick little sheet up here on my laptop that just kind of says, I'm going to talk about this and this, and I'm just going to elaborate on the spot. So that's probably why it's so chaotic. I should probably organize my thoughts a little bit more, but I kind of think there's a little bit of fun not doing that. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If you were able to make it to the end of this video, or if you found anything interesting, please let me know down below. And I hope that I get to make more of these in the future. I definitely have played other games I would love to talk about, or just other things I'm very excited for. So please let me know what you think about it, or if you have any other kinds of ideas, let me know as well. I would love to make more content here on YouTube. I'm just kind of trying to find like something that works for me, but if not here, I will always be over at twitch.tv/HighLaneB, where you can find me streaming pretty often, at least 3 times a week, I say, but it does vary just depending on, you know, my work schedule and everything like that. So I'll see you guys soon, and thank you so much again for watching.